we wanted to discuss strength training today, but for you, why is that the variable that you center your training around, like as opposed to cardiovascular fitness or flexibility or something like that? Like what, for you, why do you center your training around that, and why is that important to you as a coach and for your clients?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of different avenues you could go. I think the first would be, I want all of my clients and I want myself to be someone who is capable with what life is going to throw at me for the foreseeable future. So when we talk about strength training, like strength is the one thing that you can look at as to longevity and increased like health and lifespan, because you increase that lean mass tissue through resistance training on your body, and you are creating like a monster to fight disease, to fight, poor nutrition, like you name it. You're making yourself into this bulletproofed individual. So I truly believe that strength training is like the most important thing in the realm of fitness in general.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you're literally making yourself harder to kill.
Yes.
By getting stronger.
Yeah, and I know, that sounds, I buy into those types of terminologies because I just think it's badass to think like I could be someone who's capable to like walk into any room and like, hold my own with whatever's going to come, or protect my family, or whatever I'm asked to do physically. Like I want to be able to go and do that. But like, and then even as a not so like hard ass, because I think like that's used in like that kind of context a lot, but in a not so hard ass like form of that phrase is like, dude, I don't want to deal with diabetes. I don't want to deal with heart disease. I don't want to have cancers and all these different ailments. So strength training and building muscle and building lean tissue literally prevents you from potentially getting those things.
Yeah. Yeah. When I say harder to kill, I'm not even referring to another human being. I just mean in general, whether it's, like you said, disease or diabetes or gaining, excess body fat or cardiovascular disease, like you're harder to kill because you're more resilient, right?
Yeah. More resilient is like the perfect way to say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, when we're talking about strength training, it's not just, I'm trying to make my biceps bigger.
Yeah.
You can make the tendons in your knees stronger. Mm-hmm. You can make the tendons in your shoulders stronger. You can make the tissue that runs up your spine, you can make that stronger and more resilient, so that it's less likely that you are going to get injured or have an injury that sets you back, or have an injury that potentially puts you in a wheelchair or something. It really does go that deep, where it's not just about looking good or being able
taking
to
your shirt off at the beach kind of thing. Yeah,
being able to bench 2 plates or 3 plates just because it's it's cool, but you can make all of the tissues in your body more resilient to injury. And with that, you also, like you were talking about as far as diabetes and metabolic health, when you have more lean tissue, more lean muscle mass on your body, your metabolism is much higher. So the chances of you putting on excess body fat, the chances of you having issues with your blood sugar and your insulin leading to diabetes, the chances of that go way down as well. So there's benefits outside of just physical,
even bone density, you name it.
Bone density as well.
It's literally like the single best form of preventative medicine that you could do. And it's so much more about your quality of life and your movement quality and all those things. And you do it long enough and you do it hard enough and you practice some of these habits we're talking about, like, sure, like you're also going to look good. Like that's an additive to all of these other things that I just love to encourage people as like, it's not all about, I've been training consistently for probably, let's say 10 years, and I'm not like bulky, huge Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'm capable. I'm physically active. I'm building up that harder to kill mentality to where I'm not getting some of these things that could potentially come my way. So it's so much more about those benefits than it is about, yeah, you're going to look good, feel good, awesome, but you're also going to be this too. Yeah,
absolutely. And as we age, the one of the things that drops off the quickest as we get older is just our lean muscle mass.
Yeah.
And when the lean muscle mass starts to drop, you become less resilient. You are unable to like blunt your response to carbohydrate and sugar intake, which leads to other health issues. And then the weaker you get, the less likely you are to engage in challenging physical things.
Yeah.
You're going to stop getting off the couch as much. You're going to stop doing yard work as much. You're going to stop going for walks. You're going to stop being as active because it's harder to be active.
Yep.
Right? If my legs are weak and it's hard for me to stand up off the couch, subconsciously I'm just not going to do it as often.
Yep.
Even if I'm not, even if it's not a conscious decision. So staying strong, maintaining lean muscle mass as you get older is, I think,
freedom.
It's freedom, and it should be first priority as far as fitness goes.
Yes, for sure.
So if you're someone who has 90 minutes a week available to you to work out, which if you're claiming that, I would like to challenge that first of all, but just as a hypothetical,
if
you have 90 minutes a week to train, that 90 minutes is going to be best spent doing resistance training, improving strength and lean muscle mass, versus doing yoga or flexibility work or cardiovascular work. The benefit is just so much greater. So prioritize it.
Yeah.
And if you only have limited time, like that should be.
As you were talking about that, so my wife and I have been watching this show. It's actually really awesome. And it's about these like Alaskan bush people, essentially. It's called Port Protection. And it's about this like village of people that live in this, like literally in the bush in Alaska, like off the random coast. Like, and they have to do everything themselves. Like they're like doing carpentry, they're hunting, they're fishing, they're gathering, like foraging. They build their own homes. And there's this one specific character, like as you're kind of explaining all that, like my guy's like 77. And he is doing everything by himself. Like I literally watched an episode where he like killed a deer, cleaned it, put it on his back like a backpack, and he had to like get down to the floor, throw it on his back, squat it up to the top, and hike it out of the woods. And so you talk about someone who's like, and that, it's a TV show, but that's a real individual. Like this man has been active his whole life to the point where now he's able to provide and do all these things and have that freedom as an older individual.
At 77.
That's 77. And, that's a drastic, and we're for most people, we're not out in the bush in Alaska, but like how sick would it be to be 77 and be capable enough to do those things because you cared about your physical health and you incorporated strength training to that point.
Yeah, you may not need to do that.
Yeah, of course.
But
again, it's a hyperbole example of like,
But it would be so much better if you could.
Absolutely.
Than if you couldn't, right?
Yeah.
And that dude at 77 is very easily going to live to 87.
Yep.
Versus if he's at 77, you can barely get your ass off the couch.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a funny thing too that I guess I've noticed. I'm only 31, but like I've noticed in my own the people in my circle, but even like my dad's like 66, and like my dad's fit. My dad keeps himself healthy. My dad's active, and the more you age, the more you see discrepancy between like someone who is physically healthy and active and strong versus people that haven't cared for themselves, because it compounds with interest. Like whatever you're doing or not doing now will only accumulate over time. So it's like you see greater discrepancy between people who are physically active and healthy and people who aren't, which is just a wild concept. But
yeah, it's changing your trajectory.
Yes.
Earlier, right?
Yeah.
So you're on a 2-hour flight across the ocean. If you change your trajectory 1 degree, in 2 hours, you're going to be very, very far from your destination.
Yes.
Right. So that's what it is. It's like, what's your trajectory? And the further you get into life, the more obvious it is.
Yeah.
Who's been actually, investing in themselves and putting in the work and and who's just been, distracting themselves.